Ayo, Mario and Sonic are getting a glow up this year, for real. Hey guys, what's up? Alright, so a lot's happened so far this week. We just had a Nintendo Direct yesterday, and tomorrow we're going to have a Sonic Central. Finally, I knew we were going to have a Sonic Central this year because, ever since the pandemic, Sega's been doing digital presentations, and now that E3 is dead, every company is doing digital presentations. Sony had their State of Play last month, Nintendo just had their Direct yesterday. Now it's time for Sega to have their Sonic Central, because no one wants to see them do the presentations of South by Southwest. That was lame. So yeah, and also with the Nintendo Direct, I was hoping we didn't get a 2D Mario game announced because of the competition with 2D Mario and 2D Sonic, but you know what? I'm going to enjoy this because it honestly brings me back to the 90s when Mario and Sonic were rivals. I think we owe Zippo an apology at this point. He's gotten the 2D Mario game and 2D Sonic game correct. Of course, he's gotten some details wrong though, like the 2D modern Sonic game is a 2D classic Sonic game. Anyway, we got a lot of news to get to, so let's get straight to it. But before I do, be sure to smash that like button, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's see if we can get to 100k subscribers. Alright, so first and foremost, there is some little quick news that just popped up. But yeah, it looks like the battle online mode of Sonic Superstars is going to have up to 8 players. So that means 2 people can play as Sonic, 2 people as Tails, 2 as Knuckles, and 2 as Amy. That is crazy. 8 players? Like, this is some Smash Ultimate type shit. I don't know if Sega can handle this with their online, but we'll see. But it was right here on this tweet. It says the online mode of Sonic Superstars will support up to 8 players. And next news, Sonic Prime. Now, obviously, we are going to get some Sonic Prime Season 2 news in Sonic Central. They're already starting to post some clips, and Kirk Thornton, I never liked him as Shadow. His Shadow voice did not vibe with me. Matter of fact, episode 6 of Sonic Rebound, when I casted Mardiculus or Evans to voice Shadow, I wanted a Jason Griffiths impression because I prefer Jason Griffiths as Shadow, not Kirk Thornton. However, he's sounding really good in Sonic Prime. He's improved, he's really improved. I guess Kirk is finally going to beat the bad Shadow VA allegations. And also with Sonic Superstars, if you pre-order the game, and by the way, I really like the game cover. It looks really good. I like it. And if you pre-order it, it includes reversible cover and a Lego Eggman skin, an acrylic stand. I think the Eggman skin, it's an in-game character. I think you can have Eggman in the game look like Lego Eggman, if I'm not mistaken. That's pretty cool though, I love Lego, and Lego and Sonic makes magic. I'm hoping we get like a Lego Sonic video game in the future. That Lego Sonic Dimensions pack was not enough. But alright, so the little trailer we saw in the Nintendo Direct for Sonic Superstars, it finally confirmed that we will be getting 12 zones. So 12 zones are confirmed. Thank God, because that price though, the $60 price, 8 zones did not validate $60. But now that we're going to have 12 zones, 2 acts each, sometimes 3 acts, because there's going to be some acts that are character specific, like that Amy act I talked about in my previous video. So that means we're going to get well over 24 stages and 12 zones. So that's all right with me. Both Sonic Mania and Sonic 3 Knuckles had 12 stages, or 12 zones. There was always 2 extra zones, like Sonic 3 and Knuckles had like Doomsday Zone, and then there was Hidden Palace, which were like, extra zones. Sonic Mania Plus had Angel Island Zone and Egg Reverie Zone or something like that, which were like 2 extra acts. There's always like a final Supersonic boss act, and then like a transitional act. Sonic 3 Knuckles had Hidden Palace as the transitional act, and Sonic Mania Plus had Angel Island as the transitional act. So that was nice. I hope Superstars has that too, like with the 12 zones and like 2 transitional acts, like a Supersonic final boss zone or whatever, and then like a transitional zone or something like that. And also, you can hear some of that T-Lopes music in the background when Nintendo was playing the trailer. And that's awesome, man, because I was worried. I was really worried when they said that Jun Snow, or Jun Sunoe, I think that's how he pronounced his last name, Jun Sunoe, and T-Lopes were working on the music for Sonic Superstars. I was kind of skeptical because Sonoe, he's not been the greatest when it's come to classic Sonic music lately. Sonic Origins, and let's not forget Sonic 4. But if it sounds like this sounds good. I said that, you know, he needed to have T-Lopes take the wheel, and it looks like that's what's going to happen. All right, and the next thing I want to talk about that was shown that direct is the little 3D game or 3D platformer that Christian Whitehead's team Evening Star has been working on. It's called crap. Okay, I forgot the name of this, so I'm just going to put it on my video. It's kind of a mouthful, but yo, this is awesome. You know, it's funny because I talked about this you know, a couple weeks ago, and lo and behold, it's in the Nintendo Direct. So I'm definitely going to get this game. I gotta support Christian Whitehead, so I gotta give him the support. And this is going to be complete 180 from Yuji Naka's Balan Wonderworld disaster. So I gotta support this. I'm sure it'll be good. And if this game has momentum, if it has momentum, that'll be a W. You know, that means Sega better hire Christian Whitehead's ass and bring him back to work on the Sonic Adventure remakes, because we all know they worked on the Adventure remakes a little bit before shelving it. If this Christian Whitehead 3D platformer has great momentum, he needs to work on the Sonic Adventure remakes. It only makes sense. Also, since we're getting a Sonic Central tomorrow, I was thinking, are we going to get the release date revealed? Because, and I'm going to get to that, I'm going to talk about Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and that has a release date for October 20th this year, the same day Spider-Man 2 is going to come out. Now, Sonic Superstars has to come out a little earlier than that, and I will explain why. Now, my predictions on Sonic Central are basically what I showed in my previous videos with this 4chan post link. So everything you see here is what I'm expecting the Sonic Central to talk about. So yeah, but we shall see. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is Sonic Superstars. Now, Sonic Origins. It appears to be that the Sonic Origins outro teased Sonic Superstars, and none of us were aware of this. Let me play the outro here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Now, if you notice those levels, they don't look like anything we've played before. And I was thinking at the time they were just original stages. But those stages actually tease Sonic Superstars. Now, if you look here at the original post, this guy says, Amy was in the original intro, the original trailer, and we get new playable characters. Yeah, Sonic Origins Plus was going to be the original game, but because of time and money, Sega released the unfinished version last year and is treating the full game as an expansion. Then Tyson Hesse replies and says, this isn't the case. Amy was never in the intro outside of her small cameo. Her inclusion in the outro was to tie the end of Sonic 3 and Knuckles saga into her joining the adventure in Superstars. Then Games Cage, aka Fidel, quotes retweeted and says, confirms that theory that Origins Plus ending cutscene was a tie into a new game, now being Superstars. If that's the case, then I'm guessing we're going to get this canyon as a level. The jungle might be the level we saw in gameplay, Speed Jungle, and that city will 100% be a level. That city has to be like the carnival level, or maybe that, you know, 8-bit Minecraft level. Now, this canyon level, you can see on the map that I'm going to post here. Remember my previous video when I thought Superstars was only going to have 8 zones, and I pointed out that stage as going to be some kind of desert level or canyon level? That's this level right here, this scene, that's going to be that. That's just cool. That's so amazing that Sega has been playing Superstars. They were teasing Superstars to us right under our noses, and we had no idea. That's cool. But then that makes me wonder, wait, the chronology, the timeline. The Superstars happened right after Sonic 3 and Knuckles, because I always thought it would happen after Mania. I thought the timeline for, you know, Dimension 2 Sonic is this. He gets his, you know, regular trilogy. Then Sonic Generations happens. Then he comes back from Generations and has Sonic Mania. Now, Sonic Mania, he goes into that Phantom Ruby wormhole at the end of the game, and then he goes to Sonic Forces. After Sonic Forces, he comes back, and then Sonic Mania Plus. So I was thinking, okay, Superstars happens after Sonic Mania Plus, right? Maybe Superstars happens right after 3 and K, because we don't know exactly when Generations happens. All we know is that Generations happens to Classic Sonic after the original trilogy, 1, 2, and 3 and K. So we'll find out, but that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty cool. Now back to that Nintendo Direct. Now that Direct was pretty good. You know, I give it like at least a 9, 9.5 out of 10. There were a lot of Mario content. You know, the Mario RPG, which, you know, I'm not big into RPG, but I gotta try this because this was the first Mario RPG and it looks pretty interesting. And then Super Peach 2, I can't believe some people didn't realize that we had a first Peach game, you know, Super Peach or Super Princess Peach on the Nintendo DS. And then, you know, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon HD is going to be on consoles, and also Super Mario Wonder. Now, my thoughts on Mario Wonder. This is the first time I actually am interested in buying a 2D Mario game since like forever. You know, Super Mario World was my first video game ever. I was like, I think this was like 94, 95 or something like that. I was too young to buy it, of course. I was like a kid. I think I was like 4 or something. And then, you know, my parents bought it for me several years after it released in 1990. I was like an infant when it came out. The Mario Bros. Games came out before most of us were born. So I never really was hyped to buy any 2D Mario games. 2D Mario was like oatmeal to me, you know? It's good. Oatmeal is good in a healthy meal, but it's not the first thing I'm excited to eat, because it's just, you know, it's staple food. So for me to be interested in buying Wonder means this game's got to be fire. It looks really interesting. I know some people, like even IGN, were like, it looks too similar to New Super Mario Brothers. It just has a different art style and some zany things. I don't know, that's enough for me to be interested in it though, you know? So you guys know me, 2D Sonic always wins with me over 2D Mario. And I don't appreciate how some people, like even Sonic fans or some Sonic tubers, are just throwing Superstars under the bus, saying, oh, rest in peace Sonic Superstars, Mario is going to take over with the 2D Mario. Like, have you guys forgotten the history, man? 2D Sonic used to be pinnacle, used to give Mario a run for his money. Sonic was the only mascot that challenged Mario and damn near succeeded. But we're talking about today, 2023. Superstars needs to either come out a month before Wonder, or the price needs to be lowered, honestly, if it comes out after. Maybe like $50 or something, $45 to $50. But yeah, you know, Sega has done this tactic. And before some of you guys get on my case about lowering the price, Sega has done this tactic before during the Genesis days. That's how they sold a lot with the Sega Genesis. They were comparing it with the Super Nintendo and Super Mario World. That cost like, what, $200? Whereas getting Sonic 1 with the Sega Genesis was only $150. So that discount, remember that famous commercial? That's why a lot of people were buying it. So Sega should do that. If Superstars is going to come out after Wonder, lower the price. Otherwise, that game needs to come out a month before, like September 22nd or something. It has to. But both games look solid though. I'm definitely going to get both games. But yeah, people need to put more respect on Superstars. Okay, Wonder is obviously going to sell more than Superstars, but there was a time when Classic Sonic was selling more. If we look at the charts here, Sonic the Hedgehog 1 has sold in total 44 million. Now that includes the Game Gear Sonic 1, which that doesn't count, but even if you remove that, it's 34 million. Now that is higher than, you know, the new Super Mario Bros. Games. Sonic 1 has made more than, except the original Super Mario Bros. 1, which has 58 million sales if you look on this chart here. And then Sonic 2 has sold like 15 million. So the top 5 highest selling Sonic games, and that's not including spin-offs, is Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles with 8 million, Sonic Adventure 1, and then Sonic Generations. I was surprised Sonic Generations was that high, you know? And that game came out 2011. Must have been Classic Sonic that sold it. So I'm not including All-Stars Racing. That would have been second place. And also the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics, the original one, Beijing one. That one would be after Sonic 2. But yeah, these are the top 5 Sonic games, the main games. And then the top 5 highest selling Mario games is Super Mario Bros. 1, New Super Mario Bros., New Super Mario Bros. Wii, Super Mario World, and Mario Odyssey. So yeah, New Super Mario Bros. Games are pretty big. Now Superstars could sell even more than Generations, maybe, you know, because Frontiers is like in 9th place, right underneath Sonic Adventure 2. I'm hoping Superstars sells well. I'm not saying it's going to sell more than Wonder, but I'm hoping it sells well. So don't underestimate Sonic, guys. You know, Sonic 2 was the fastest selling video game in history at the time of release. You know, it broke records. So I know there's a large gap in sales numbers between S3 and K and SA1, but still, I think Superstars might sell pretty well if Generations did. Mania, you know, Sonic Mania was unfortunate. It wasn't physical when it first came out. It was digital. And Sonic wasn't at a high point back then. You know, if Mania came out now, post Sonic movie 1 and 2 in the multimedia era, it definitely would have sold well. But back then, you know, the momentum, it kind of ran out of steam because of forces. It killed all that momentum. But yeah, guys, what do you think about all this? Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think about the Nintendo Direct? And what do you think about Sonic Superstars now? Do you think it's going to do well against Mario Odyssey? Do you think it's going to do well against Mario Wonder? Should it come out before or after? And also, what are you expecting for Sonic Central? Let me know. But all right, that's all I got for now. So take care. And until next time, I'm out.